Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Ask ServiceMonster show, where you've got questions about your service business and we've got your answers. Today's question comes from Jared. Jared wants to know if it would be wise for him to go back to school to get his degree in business. He says he's been following us and some other people on social media and starting to understand how important education is, starting to understand how important picking up new data and seeking out information outside of your own purview, and I totally agree with that. But he wants to know if it would be worth it to go to school and maybe do part-time cleaning while he goes to school and earns himself a degree. Would he be smarter? Would his business be that much better? This is a very passionate topic for me for a handful of reasons. So I'm just gonna break it down. I'm gonna talk to a handful of people here through this process, but I think this is something that isn't said enough in our society, in our culture, and so here we go. At 22 years old, I was minimum wage job in a factory with a new wife and a new baby on the way. I had no college education. My college opportunities had been dashed by a couple personal choices I made. You know, I had baseball scholarships. I ended up going instead chasing music and lost those scholarships overall. Got a football injury. Long story, not a big deal. And here I am. But I had no college education through this process, and I had two very successful STEM careers. I was a biomedical polymer chemist for a while until I found my love for coding. I bought a computer in '97. 2 years later, I was slinging code for Fortune 500 companies, and a year and a half after that, I started ServiceMonster back in 2003. You know, this notion that you need a college degree to succeed that I've been hearing my entire life and that I've been hearing taught and stuffed down kids' throats year after year after year, I think is a bunch of horseshit, and it needs to stop. Yes, college can be valuable if you use it the right way, if you go in knowing what you're getting. But by no means is college the differentiating factor for employment now. When you go to employment, you know, you've got a degree just like everybody else. It's not, to me, a measure of worth. Yeah, it proves that you could stick to something for a long period of time and set a set of goals and accomplish those goals. And if you're using it to explore and get experience into other areas that you may not have had before, like, I'm all for that. That's why my kids are going to school. I have 5 kids and we homeschool. It's a whole education thing, right? Learning never stops. So Jared, my short answer to you is no, man. Going into debt for $100,000 so you can have a piece of paper that will teach you to run your business better is not going to teach you more than the 4 years of you busting ass in your business and just learning from real world experience. Nothing can replace that. And the people who are going to teach you in those schools rarely have done the things that they're teaching. Now, I don't necessarily want to throw everybody under the bus. I love teachers. I think they provide an amazing and valuable service. But I also know that I don't hire kids out of school who code because of their skills they got in college. I got to train them up from there. It's crazy. I much rather grab the kid with passion who learned it on their own over a couple years and is just looking for that opportunity, is hungry for that opportunity. So there's only a few vocations that you absolutely have a college degree in. Being a lawyer, for instance, there are actually 4 states that allow you to just pass the bar and go, but most of the states aren't. Obviously, doctor. If you're a doctor and you're gonna be cutting up on me, I think you should have had a little bit of schooling, some training in an environment where you can cut up some cadavers and not get arrested. So, you know, I'm cool with some areas, but man, STEM for one, not necessary. Just basic business, certainly not necessary. And I hear this stuff all the time. You know, I heard a story a couple years ago. This dude was telling me he was cleaning some windows and he overheard his, across the street, some lady talking to her kid saying something like, look, that's why it's important to go to school. Otherwise you'll be washing windows like that gentleman over there. Dude owned a $500,000 cleaning business. One of his guys was sick for the day. He came to help out. And yeah, he's washing windows, but he's employing people. He's putting food on the table and he's putting his kids through school. Most of my audience knows this. Most of my audience isn't college educated. You guys are the epitome of what I'm talking about. Success and ingenuity, building a small business without any kind of a degree. So here's my point to you, share this, okay? More people need to hear this. And when I talk to Mrs. Box, the lady across the street, and I say, yo lady, you know that dude who's cleaning those windows? yet they're making more than you and they're helping other families succeed too. So maybe Bobby should learn the lesson that school isn't the end all be all. Education never ends. It doesn't stick to the institution. You learn every single day. And really the part of the fabric of the entrepreneur that rings true for me the most is this constant vigilance in improving oneself. And this is why we crank out this information, because we want you guys to be on that same front too. So share this, get this message out, right? Share your story. Here's what you do. Share this video, put your story in it, how your non-college story of success, and share this with everybody you know. Till next time, kids, sign up for our YouTube channel, go see the demo, and give us a call.